I feel like I'm moving better than I did in my 20s and 30s. Want to know what led to my client saying this? In this video, I'll go over not only the workout adjustments, but also nutritional changes we made to help her feel her most fabulous. Because we need to stop just blaming our age and accepting pain. The simple fact is, you can't change your age. You can't stop getting older. And yes, there are changes to our body as we get older, but so often we just write off those changes as out of our control, when so often there are lifestyle factors we can change that do have an impact. Yes, as we get older, our recovery times change. Aches and pains have more time to accumulate, especially as often we haven't truly taken care to rebuild from previous injuries. Even the hormonal changes of perimenopause and menopause can lead to increased inflammation, making your joints achier. But through adjustments to our training and nutrition, we can reduce the aches and pains and even feel like we move better than ever. That's why in this video, I want to go over controlling what you can control and adjusting your lifestyle to move your best at any age. Let's start with adjusting our workout routines. I wanted to outline the 2 key things I implement with clients in their workouts that have led to many saying, I feel better than I did in my 20s and 30s. First, we include that prehab process every warm-up. Injuries, daily postures, they can change our mobility and flexibility. They can change our recruitment patterns or how we use muscles to perform movements. And so often, even when we've done rehab for previous problems, we stop doing what made us better. This leads to us defaulting back into incorrect movement and recruitment patterns and can lead to aches and pains adding up again. And while we may have gotten away with this when we were younger, it's also why aches and pains are adding up more now. We start overusing muscles and joints not meant to carry the load. It's why we may feel like lunges or squats constantly hurt our knees. It's why that full 3-part prehab process of foam rolling, stretching, and activation in every warm-up is so key. It addresses any mobility, flexibility, or stability issues we have and preps our body to work that day. And it's key we use the system as a whole. Too often we pull out parts of things we like and then are surprised when the benefits aren't there. But this process works because of all 3 components together and in that order. Before you work out, foam roll tight and overactive muscles that may impact your workout or hinder you from performing moves fully. This will help you better mobilize your joints with the stretches. So if you've had hip pain and struggle to engage your glutes or squat deeply, you may roll out a hip flexor and quad muscle that is tight like the rectus femoris. Then include dynamic stretches to warm up your body and mobilize your joints. As you do these stretches, focus on the opposing muscle group engaging to drive the stretch. To stretch out your chest in suspension trainer snow angels, focus on engaging your back to feel that stretch more. Finally, include activation moves that isolate muscles that are weaker or that you struggle to use correctly. If you've had hip issues or lower back pain, you may focus on things like single leg reverse hypers or lying lateral raises to really target those glutes and engage them. But this prep work in your warm-up and even the rolling and stretching in your cool down will help you not only move better in your workouts to get more out of those sessions, but also recover better for the next workout. However, we can't just do our mobility work, then rush through our workouts if we want to avoid aches and pains. That's why the second thing I focus on with clients is seeing every movement as an assessment. Every rep of an exercise is you practicing that movement. If those reps are rushed and we aren't focused on the quality of our movement, we aren't going to get the full benefit of those exercises and may even end up injuring ourselves. And if you're thinking, my form is great, I'm experienced with these moves. Good form doesn't mean you aren't cheating. Often the more advanced an exerciser we are, the more we can cheat and overuse muscles or seek out mobility from other joints to mimic a movement. We know what it should look like, and our body is good at replicating what we want, even if it means overloading muscles that shouldn't be carrying the load. It's why you may be able to do that deadlift or pull-up, but you're also ending up with constant lower back or neck and shoulder pain. That's why I have every client see every movement as an assessment and always ask themselves, what do I feel working? Because the muscles we feel during the exercise are what are powering the movement. If the correct muscles are working, we're going to see those results build. However, if we're feeling muscles taking over that shouldn't be the prime movers, we're gonna end up with injury. When we're able to feel this happening, we can regress to progress, adjusting our form or cueing, and even modifying the movements to get the correct muscles working. Even if we can do a squat with one weight, we may find increasing to a point then changes what we feel working. It's why you want to be intentional with your training over just zoning out and rushing through. Even changes in the type of exercise, say a back squat versus a front squat, could impact how the move feels. The more we're conscious of what is working, the more we can truly make sure we are maximizing every movement and even working through the fullest range of motion possible. Because we can't out-mobility work the movements we're doing in our workouts. If you want to keep that flexibility you're working so hard on, You need to strengthen through the range of motion. You can't hope to improve your hip mobility while doing a 2-inch squat because you're trying to go heavy. So be intentional with your training and you'll see those movements improve and those aches and pains go away. Not to mention, you'll even see improvements to your strength and muscle gains faster. Now let's talk about our nutrition and how we can adjust that as well to reduce those aches and pains. And I'm gonna start by telling you something you don't wanna hear, but that has been eye-opening for my clients. First and foremost, track your food. So often we only think about tracking what we're eating when we wanna reach an aesthetic goal. But tracking can help us truly understand the impact our diet is having on our health and even those aches and pains. By tracking, you may realize you aren't eating enough protein to support optimal recovery or getting in the antioxidants or omega-3s you need to reduce inflammation and support optimal joint and muscle functioning. Protein is key. As we get older, we're less able to utilize it as efficiently, which means we need more of it to get the same muscle building response. And protein isn't just used to build muscle. It makes up all the tissues of our body and even helps promote healthy bones and hormonal balance. Without enough protein to repair properly, we're going to see more aches and pains add up. Not to mention, we put ourselves at greater risk for other injuries such as falls and fractures. And it isn't just our macros we want to track, but those micros and the types of each macro we're consuming. Antioxidants like vitamin C and E, as well as beta-carotene, can help protect joints from oxidative stress and inflammation. This is why we want to track to make sure we're consuming plenty of colorful fruits and vegetables, such as berries, citrus fruits, and leafy greens. Then we don't want to fear fats in our diet either, especially omega-3s. Omega-3 fatty acids have anti-inflammatory properties that can help reduce joint pain and stiffness. Tracking to make sure we're including fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, as well as plant-based sources such as flaxseed, chia seeds, and walnuts is key. And then second, we focus on hydration and even tracking that water intake. Many of us have set that goal to drink more water, and it's a surprisingly hard habit to change. It's why I love to add this in as something clients also track in their daily logs for accountability. What gets measured gets managed, but increasing your water intake as you get older keeps those joints as well as our other body tissues healthy and happy. It also helps us recover faster, and it's key we actually shoot for more water as we get older, especially if you're increasing your protein intake to assist in better recovery and muscle gains. When you increase your protein intake, you want to increase your water intake to help absorption and digestion of the protein. We also have to recognize that as we get older and go through menopause, we simply need more water to stay hydrated. With decreasing estrogen levels, we often need to increase our water intake. Not to mention during menopause, you may find you do better with lower carb ratios. Carbs help us retain the water we need. So fewer carbs in our system may mean increasing our water intake and even being conscious of our electrolyte balance. This is why shooting for 70% of your body weight in pounds in ounces is key, and you want to track to get this over the day. You're not seeking to have your pee be clear either with this. You want that light lemonade color, but this focus on proper hydration helps keep cartilage, the cushioning material of your joints, lubricated and functioning optimally. You can move and feel your best at any age, but it does mean addressing what your body needs right now instead of focusing on just on what used to work. But stop blaming your age. Control what you can control and make these changes to your workouts and your diet to feel amazing at every age. If you liked the video, make sure to like it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe. We're posting new videos each week.